older song that with a new take on it. Uninvited feelings, they come without warning, and they stay too long. I don't wanna feel, if I run, it'll be just as strong. I've been waiting for some kind of a sign. I try to just separate my body from my mind. I watch the clock as the second hand slowly goes strolling by. I don't wanna feel when a loved one's time's come to die. I've been waiting for some kind of a sign. I try to separate my body from my mind. Cold feelings in the night. You know, this feeling just ain't right. And though I tried, I just can't hide. Cold feelings in the night. Yeah, I got faith, but sometimes fear just weighs too much. I don't wanna feel cold winds blowing through me with their empty touch. I've been waiting for some kind of sign. I try to separate my body from my mind. Cold feelings in the night. You know, this feeling just ain't right. And though I tried, I just can't hide. Cold feelings in the night. Cold feelings in the night. Cold feelings in the night. Cold feelings in the night.
I know there's probably not too many of us that can fathom having the same job since we were 17 years old. And Social D has pretty much been your whole life as far as a career. Has there ever been a time, maybe early on, or I guess at any point in your career, you're like, maybe being a fireman would have been kind of rad? or maybe doing something else occupationally would would have been
Every
interesting?
day I think that.
Care to throw any
Something
out?
about coming home at the same time every day and being with your family, and there's something to be said about the 9 to 5. I got it, Yeah, I mean, but would I love it? I don't know. So,
Yeah.
we love what we do. Obviously, we wouldn't still be doing it. Yeah.
At what point did you say when you were around 17 and you were in the band that, like, no doctor, no lawyer, no fireman, I'm gonna grab that Les Paul and just knock it out. This is life.
Well, that was 6th grade.
Was there a moment that that grabbed you and said that?
Well, I knew when I was 5 years old this was what I was going to do. Yeah. Didn't even know if I could play an instrument or not, but I was going to do something like it. Yeah. It did something magical for me. It mainly helped me escape.
Was there a particular moment that you can remember where that actually happened? Like the record you heard, or your
No, I was 5. I don't
just
remember.
knew.
It's probably the Supremes or something.
Going back to the new record again real quick. The new single's out, Machine Gun Blues. Really cool song. And most of your older material, a lot of it is autobiographical. And I kind of got the sense listening to that song, I could be wrong, that it was more kind of like a gangster fairy tale, almost like a story that you were telling, kind of maybe a little bit different lyrical writing style than you've done in the past. Is that the case? And is there some of that on the
I
record?
made a conscious decision in this record that I want to continue writing autobiographically, but I want to write fictionally and non-fictionally. I don't want to get just stuck in, people don't always want to hear about my fucking life, I mean, like, there's other things to write about, plenty of other things to write about, and I don't want to limit myself. So I wrote that song. Johnny helped me write the music, and then I wrote the lyrics basically the same way I wrote 1945. It was basically a historic moment, trying to put myself in that position and maybe paint a picture of how it might have really been. And clearly in the song, the guy isn't happy, with what's happening. He knows it's done, and it wasn't maybe worth it. He's sorry for what he's done, and so yeah, I mean, and the record has some heavy and some light. White Light was a particularly pretty heavy album. Sex, Love, and Rock and Roll was a little lighter. I like to mix it up, and I don't want to get stuck in any, like, I don't like barriers or constraints. So constantly try to break them down, yeah.
You're on the road with some really good songwriters right now. I'm a huge Frank Turner fan, and just about everyone I know absolutely loves Lucero. What's it been like on the road with those guys? How the performance has been going? What can we expect tonight?
Well, I mean, we, for once, got to we don't always get to pick our opening bands. Sometimes it's like some political shit with management, or someone's doing someone a favor and we got to listen to this shit-ass band before we play, and it's...
Give us one. Can you give us one?
There's thousands of Dickie-wearing, tattooed bands that all sound the same, and generic punk rock. And, for us, I mean, this really seemed to raise the bar for us as well, because I picked Frank Turner and management picked Lucero. And, for one, if the people get there early, they're going to see 3 entirely different bands. But there's obviously, similarities. Otherwise, we wouldn't have picked them. But it just made us really realize that it's like we need to do this all the time. We need to really give it thought, so that when we come to town, not only are they getting a show from us, but bands that represent us and that we have picked, that we're trying to turn. Ultimately, it's like what Neil Young did with us. Neil Young took us on tour with him in the early 90s. We played every ice arena from here to Maine, and he was trying to turn his fans on to what's happening now, and some of them liked it, some of them didn't, but I just thought that was cool, and that's kind of stayed with me. And every night we watch these guys, and it's like, man, they're on fire tonight. They sound good tonight. And it's like, that makes you want to go out you know, and you can't slack. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta be at least as good as they were. Otherwise, you know, people are gonna say, "Yeah, the opening band was better." so, so it's cool that, you know, it's cool. And bottom line is the people get more bang for their buck.
Right. Well, we definitely thank you for coming by and doing this day. I know it's not real easy to pop in the middle of the
You know,
afternoon.
it's pretty gay, but and I don't mean homosexually, just gay.
Well,
But,
can we get
yeah,
one more song before
sure.
the gayness just encompasses everything we're doing here?
When I was young, I was invincible. I find myself not thinking twice. I never thought about no future. It's just a roll of dice. But the day may come when you got something to lose, and just when you think you're done paying dues, you say to yourself, "Dear God, what have I done?" And hope it's not too late, 'cause tomorrow may never come. Reach for the sky, 'cause tomorrow may never come. Reach for the sky, 'cause tomorrow may never come. Yesterday is history, and tomorrow's a mystery. But baby, right now, it's just about you and me. You can run, you can hide, just like Bonnie and Clyde. Reach for the sky, ain't never gonna die. And thank the Lord for the love that I have found, and hold you tight, 'cause tomorrow may never come. Reach for the sky, 'cause tomorrow may never come. Reach for the sky, 'cause tomorrow may never come. So if you please take this moment, try if you can to make it last. Don't think about no future, and just forget about the past and make it last. Reach for the sky, 'cause tomorrow may never come. Reach for the sky, 'cause tomorrow may never come. Reach for the sky, 'cause tomorrow may never come. Reach for the sky, 'cause tomorrow may never come.
Thanks once again, everybody, for taking a long lunch with us today. And one more round of applause for Social Distortion, please.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Let's all meet up at the bar at 8 o'clock tonight over at the Marquee Theater.